Okay, so I'm going to split my screen and share my screen so I can go into my Canva. So, wait a second. Oh, I got to push the share button. Okay, so can you guys see my Canva screen right now?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and create a Facebook post, but I'm going to start it from scratch. Now, when we get ready to go in a few minutes, I'm not going to start it from scratch. We'll probably start with a template, but I figured if I'd show you guys how to start from scratch, then the templates when we get going in a few minutes are going to be easy peasy because the templates make your life heavenly. Okay, so for this Facebook post, over on the right hand side, you'll see a see all button. So I'm going to push that. All right, I can't see who just came in, so welcome whoever's here. I'm gonna have to just keep moving that around, but you see there's all of these templates that you can go through and you can pick and you can choose any of these templates for a Facebook post. Now, when you're looking at these things, when it says Facebook post or Facebook story or Facebook or Instagram post or Instagram story or Facebook cover. These are all things that are the dimensions that are proper for those particular items. But you can also go into anything that you create and you can change and make a copy of it if you know the dimensions for other things. So you can repurpose all of these for anything that you do, okay? So I'm just going to start with create a blank post. I'm going to have to probably just keep moving my little screen way over. Let's see. Okay. So the first thing you'll always see on your right or left-hand side is templates. So you can literally go in from here, even if you're starting blank, and you can type in, let's type in face care. And it's going to give me some ideas on some face care templates. Now, one of the things you should keep in mind, this, of course, this is a little bit further in being because right now you're just learning this. But if you learn how to brand yourself, meaning you create yourself a logo, you create yourself your own template, and you use your templates, which I still haven't done. But you use your templates and your colors and your fonts, and just like Cove Creek has a branding, you would have your own branding for the name of your business. And that way, everything you post becomes your brand. It's kind of like, and you put your logo on it. So it's kind of like when you think of Circle K, if you're driving down the road and you see that K with the circle, you know what it is. If you see AT&T, of course it says AT&T, but you know what it is. If you see the big M, what is it? It's McDonald's, and it's always going to be in that yellow color. So that's just something for you to keep in mind, to think about branding. All right. And when we get going, you'll be able to see that you can take any of these and you can create something from them, and you can change all the colors. You can change everything about it. Okay. And I'm just, like I said, I'm just going to kind of go through these fast. So I'm not going to use anything here yet. And then the next thing down on the left is uploads. So as you see, I already have some uploads. I have hundreds of uploads in here. So I have my logo, I have all kinds of things because I do have a logo. So I have all these different pictures. So if you want, you just push upload media, you hit the device, and you go to wherever you have stuff saved. So I'm going to just head over to my Cove Creek folder. And I'm going to open, I have no idea what I'll open. I'm just going to pull something. Okay, so I'm just going to pull this going live and I'm going to upload it. Okay, so now I have what I need. So for example, you can go to the Cove Creek website. So if you wanted to do a product, you can go to click into your website and then right click over any of the photos that are in there, and you can download and save those to your computer and upload them into Canva. And there's even a way that you can take the background off. So I'm going to show you that real quick. I'm going to pull over this spot stick that I was working with the other day. And where you have, is it filter? No, it's effects. You can, across the top here, you have effects, filter, adjust, crop, flip. Hi, whoever's coming in. I'm just doing a rundown of Canva right now, and we will actually build something here in just a little bit, but I want y'all to see all the bells and whistles that it has. So when you take a picture and you just click it and it pops it over into there, okay? And when you click on it and highlight it, then you get these screens across the top, or these words across the top: effect, filter, adjust, crop, flip. So I'm going to go backwards and I'm going to say flip. And so I can flip that backwards. Of course, that makes the writing backwards, so you don't want to do that. So I'm going to flip it back. You can flip it upside down. So when you have a picture that maybe looks great either direction, but it's not fitting exactly how you want it to in one way, you can flip it over and use it from the other side. So that's a really neat thing. You can crop it. So I can go in and I can do this and hit the done button. Are you guys, all of you have my screen? Y'all are all seeing what I'm doing? Am I moving too fast?
No, you're fine.
Okay. So, and then you just push done and now you have cropped. Now, if you mess up, you guys write this down, okay? Control Z. If you've never used Control Z, Control Z is your very, very, very best friend. Control Z will undo anything you've done. You can undo, 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 undo. I don't know what the limits are in this. When I went to graphic design school, I know you could undo only like a certain amount in Photoshop, but you could do an undo amount a lot in Illustrator. So far, everything I've undone from making like, I don't know, 10 different graphics, and I've undone all the way to the back because I realized I made a mistake on one. Don't do that. It's not fun. but it works and it can be done. So that's the key thing there. Okay, so then there's the crop. So then there's adjust. So you have your brightness. When you push adjust, you have brightness, contrast, saturation, tint, blur, X process. I literally don't know what that is. And vignette. Let's look at X process. It just changes colors apparently, but so does tint. Blur is just going to blur your photo. It's going to make it sharper or make it blurry. Saturation, if you want to turn a full color picture into black and white, you just bring it down. If you really want it to be bright and vivid, you bring it up. And then contrast and brightness are just going to adjust them the same way. And sometimes you have to play with contrast and brightness together to get the right thing. So like that's a little bright, but if I bring that down, then you see that bottom is a little bit more highlighted and it's a little bit brighter. So some contrast and brightness really, really do go hand in hand a lot of the times. So I'm just gonna bring it right back to that. You have filter. So they've already made stuff for you. So you can literally just push buttons. Filter is a great one. You can just start pushing the buttons and see what you like. Do you like any way you change these colors? And this is for any picture. This just happens to be the one that's up. So you can literally just, you know what? I'm going to pop in this going live real quick because I want to show y'all what it might do on that. I don't know if it's going to change anything or not. See, it just changes the complete color on all of those. So you can just push any button you want to on that. And then if you don't like any of them, you go back to the original. But when you do it, if you scroll down, you see there's an intensity button. So then you can make it even more intense or less intense, which less intense just makes it disappear. Okay. So, so there's all these little buttons that once you start exploring in Canva, you're going to be just like, wow, that's just absolutely amazing. Because it just makes it fun to start exploring and playing in Canva with your pictures. Now check this one out. Excuse me. Effects. The very first one. I love it. I love, love, love it, especially for products. Background remover. You push the button and you wait. And now look, I just have the product.
Nice.
The background is completely 100% gone. If I brought over, which I'm going to show y'all, I'm going to pop something in here. Oops. I'm going too fast for it right now, I guess. I'm going to pop something over here just so you can see, so you don't have to worry about that. We're going to go back to that in just a minute. But now you see, whoa. What happened? Okay.
That background remover is only on the Pro, I think.
Is it only on the Pro? Okay.
Yeah, when you go in there, it says to try Pro. So, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, on ours, because, yeah.
Well, I think that you might have a free trial on Canva. I would not jump to that right away. And the reason I say that, unless you're really ready to do it and ready to play with it, I mean, and you're going to take the time and just sit and play with it, don't do the free trial until you actually have time to use it, because otherwise you just wasted a free trial. That's my theory on every single thing I ever do. Like if I want a free trial, I want to be able to actually use the free trial. So you can go in and you can play with a lot of other things right now. Whatever is available and free. I haven't had free now for a while, but whatever is available and free, you can do, you know, practice on that and then sign up for that free trial and then go more in depth on what you're doing and what you're able to do. But that one in that background remover is amazing. And then you've got all these other ones, that glitch. What is it doing? I don't use it, but I don't. Oh, it's making me connect to something else. I'm not going to even do this, but those are things that you can play with in the future. All the different ways you can make pictures look. Okay. So I'm just going to leave that just like that. I'm going to take that back out so I can show y'all how I got that. So that's how you can remove a picture. So all of these are really great ways to be able to do things. You can use all of these independently throughout the design. The one thing about Canva is that it's not done in layers. Layers used to confuse me a lot, but once you get used to doing layers, they're super easy. Because you can lock a layer and work only on one layer. You can't do that in Canva, so that Command Z is really important. Now let me show you here. If position is going to let you move something forward or backward or move something around or move it to the left, right, bottom, or center. I'll show you more about that when we get something going. Then you have a transparency button here that allows you, look, I just made it disappear, or I made it full. So if you want to make something transparent to go over something, you guys see those in ads and things all the time, then that's how you get to that. This, you can add a link. So if you want to add your link into, so you want your shopping, if you're making an ad, or if you're making something that says, hey, come to my group, you can put your link right in there and apply it. And then there's going to be a clickable link inside of your graphic, so they can click and come straight to your website, or click and come straight to your Facebook group or page, whichever it is that you have. There is a lock button. And I imagine that must be, that's probably, that I haven't used that, but that right there is probably like the layers I just talked about. Once you get something exactly the way you want it, you can push that lock button and it can't be edited on accident. Okay, so that's how they've solved that problem in here. which I never thought through until right this minute. So I'm very happy I'm doing this. You can duplicate it. So I just duplicated it and now I have 2 of them, and you can delete it. So now I just deleted the one I just duplicated. So all of these buttons have they're fun, and you use these actually quite a lot as you're going through and doing things. Okay. Now for in the photo section, so everyone pretty clear on those buttons? Does anyone have questions about any of those buttons?
What was the lock one again?
The lock one is that one, when you have something exactly the way you want it and you don't want to mess it up and come back and accidentally hit it or do anything, you have it positioned or wherever, whatever, that is the button. I've never utilized that one, but I promise you that one is going to be a big one in my history, or in my future, because you can just lock it once you get it. So say you've worked on it and now all of a sudden you've got this really great color and it's all funkified and you love it, push that lock button and then you won't mess it up. All right. Or I also recommend downloading at that point also, if you need to, so that if you've just done, like if you're just messing with a product or something, because you can always download it and then reopen it in Canva, but it won't be adjustable anymore. So that's where saving your design comes in. So, okay. So photos, this is amazing. You're going to have, if you have the free version, you're going to have a whole lot less than I have in here. But to play with right now, let's look up wash face. You can literally look up, just like you did with the templates. You can literally look up, you can type in wash face, sea turtle, if you can type it properly, sea turtle. And then you can scroll down and you have all of these different images that are free for you to use. You know, like, so that one shows me that y'all have that one. You have that one. So obviously some of these are pro, and you get a lot more in pro, but that's, you know, they want you to pay. So of course you're going to, but to get you started, there's plenty. Like that one's a super great one. You just click it and bring it in there, you know, and then, hey, you know what, do we want to do something fun with it? We can go in and filter it, you know, change. Look how bright I just made that pretty boy. So there's all kinds of ways that you can play with these photos. But so if you're going in and say you're doing a graphic on soaking your feet, you can type in feet and you're going to get all of these, you know, feet pictures. You can type in face, just the word face, and you'll get all of these different faces. Now, one of the things that I want you guys to keep in mind when you're using these photos is your audience, okay? Because for my audience, I'm 51 years old, almost 52 years old. My audience isn't going to be a 20-year-old girl. It's just not going to be, or I should say young lady. It's just not going to be. So it would be ridiculous for me to come in and use this image right here that clearly is a young person, you know, that's not going to connect to my audience. So when you are looking at these photos, when you're looking at these photos, you want to choose something that's closer to your audience, because personally, when I see an ad where they say, oh, come make your skin look younger, and they show me a 20-year-old girl, I'm like, please, she's not even old enough to have wrinkles. So, you know, so keep in mind what your audience is going to think as you're building these, okay? Because you're speaking to your audience through your vibe and your being. But you don't want to be promoting, like I said, my audience would be like, probably just like me, like, that girl hasn't had a wrinkle in her life. So just keep those things in mind. And if you're talking about wrinkles and you use a 20-year-old girl, that's what you're going to get. No matter who you're promoting to. But if you're talking about preventing wrinkles in the future, and you use a 20-year-old girl, then you're going to have a better success with that. So keep in mind your audience. If you have a random group of people, I have people from all walks of life and skin tones and colors in my group, then I might use 3 or 4 pictures, or do 3 or 4 of them with different people on them. So I might have a lovely older lady, or a darker skinned person, or an Asian person, you know, because remember, not, you have more than just, you know, my audience is more than just my white skin. So that's just something also to keep in mind. And I hope that I said that without being offensive in any way, shape, or form. But remember that you have different audiences, you know, and remember who your audience is. That's key. All right, so those photos are spectacular. And it even across the right where I typed in face gives you some ideas here. So you can go through, and it's, so that one gave me skincare and gave me a bigger variety. And then oily skin, you know, now it gives me some problem areas we might have. So if we're doing an ad talking about, you know, is this a problem you have? This is my solution. Then you can start looking different ways and different things here. All right, so everyone kind of get the vibe on what the photos is. Everyone good? Anyone have any questions? All right, so we're going to move on to elements. In elements, you have all kinds of neat things. We're going to talk about 3 of them right off the bat, and then you guys can go in, oh, maybe 4 of them right off the bat. And then you guys can go in and play with it. So for shapes, so I want a background color on this, right? So I'm going to hit that. I just want a solid background color. So I'm going to bring my background here, and obviously it just went in front or of my thing. So I'm going to hit my position button here, and I'm going to send it backwards. Now, do I want it to be gray? No, I don't. So if you see, there's a little color area here. So now I can go to start changing colors. You just click that color button, and there's preset default colors. So I can click any of these and change it to any of these colors. But none of those, you know, I love purple, but that purple's not appealing to me right now. So you can come up to this little rainbow button here, and you can click into it, and there's a little white roller thing here, and you can move that around all in and out through there and pick whatever color purple you want. You know what? I don't want purple anymore. I want red. So now I can scroll this roller right around. You see where I'm scrolling that roller on the bottom to change my color scheme altogether? Well, now I've got red, but what color red do I want? So I can go back in. So you can adjust these colors. Now the really cool thing about Canva is, so I'm going to just use this red for the time being. When I click into that, look at that. It just brought it in. So when I add anything else into it and I want that exact same color, it's going to place it there for me. So you don't ever have to worry about trying to find that color again, because that can be a real big pain, is to try to duplicate that exact color. So you can just come in and that color is going to be there. So if I came in and I put a circle on top of this, if I put a circle on top of this, and I went in and I changed that color would still be there. Now, but maybe I want a light color on top of that. So now if I hit that color button, I have both those colors. So anything I add into there is I'll be able to adjust those colors. Does that make sense to everyone where we're at right now? Okay, frames. I'm just going to set that over in the corner there. Frames are, oh, and you can push see all, and you got lots of different options. I know you guys have all seen my graphics, and I have this thing about frames. I really do. You'll notice a lot of times even if I have a picture, I might have like a frame around my picture. It's just something that's really weird that I don't like them just floating there. I don't know why. It's just a thing. But let's just use this circle, and I can put a frame around that circle. Obviously, I don't want it to be the same color. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to pick a totally different color and maybe put a purple frame around it. Okay. Now that's just a real easy way. So, but there's all these different things you can do. So you got your stars, your hearts, I mean, and so much fun to play with. You can do a frame like this. You can adjust it to where it's around your entire graphic. So now you're getting some fanciness on there. Maybe you want a lighter color like that pink. You just click that button and hit that pink. Okay, but now you're going to see that I can't get to that spot stick right now because this is in front. All right, but I can hit that position button and send it backward till I can also, whoops, I didn't get it far enough there, to where I can now grab that again and mess with it. All right, is that making sense to everyone? Does anyone have questions? I can't see you, so you'll have to actually ask me. If you have a question, I'm going to take a drink real quick. All right. I'm going to show you, you can take these, you can adjust them. So you see people all the time doing things. Now, another friend for you right here. So I've just taken that and I've made it the size I want it. If I hit it again, it's going to be the big size again. So to keep it from being the big size again, now you want to know Control C. Control C is copy. Pop out of it after you Control C it, and then Control V, as in Victor, is paste. So Control C for copy and Control V, as in Victor, for paste. And you can do that several times, and now you have the exact same size, and you can get an idea. You can line them up and you see. So now I've made these little arrows that are all exactly the same thing. All right, so I'm going to go out of shapes and I'm going to hit frames. Frames is where you're going to drag some pictures. I'm going to move that over out of my way. Frames is where you're going to drag some pictures into it, okay? All of these frames are different sizes and shapes. The shape and size cannot be adjusted. If it's a square, it's going to be a square. If you want a rectangle, don't use a square because it's not going to work. You can't drag it. You can't change the proportions of the frames at all. The frames are exactly as they are, no way around it, all right? So I'm just going to pop in a frame. And now I need to go back to either my uploads or my photos because that's where I'm going to put a picture, you guys. So I can hit my photos and I'm just going to grab one that's in here and you just drag it right into it. And now you have a frame for it. And I'm going to Command Z that. If I just click it, it just goes onto my screen, but I still can drag it in there. So you can drag from anywhere, and now you've got your frame the way that you want it with any picture, and it works the same exact way for, let me put my cat in there. Look, isn't he a nut? I think he was mad at me that day. Anyway, so now you just drag and drop anything in there that you want in there. And you can replace it as many times as you want until you I find that I do that a lot, especially if I'm making a graphic that is more ad related and I don't like what I'm seeing, you know, that's not the right thing for me or whatever, then I'll go in and adjust it. Now I'm going to show you something that's really exciting and fun that you can do right here. Once you put your image into your frame, you can double click onto that. And now you see how it gave me a bounding box there. I can now drag this and I can make my picture much bigger. So I adjusted it, but say I want it to fall over a little bit. I can move it over. I can make it smaller. I can move it around. And now I have a picture the size I want, the way I want it to look inside of that that frame. And again, I'll go back to show you how it started. So it was that little small flower there. Let me use this one. This one might be a good example. So maybe I don't really want to show this part of my picture. Maybe I'm more focused on the sunset and the mountain in the background. So I can double click that. I can drag that, and I can just have a little bit of that piece, or I can even drag it to where it's completely gone. Okay. So that's the double click is the key thing. All right, so I really want to focus on that and make that my focus. So then I just click out of it when I'm done. And so I've just dragged my picture in there and been able to adjust it however I wanted it to. I think that I can take this picture and put it right in there too. But you see that's a little too big, so maybe I make that smaller. Now you're never going to be able to make it smaller than the actual frame or the actual picture size. So now I even was able to take the picture that I'd already worked with and put it into there. Of course, you can't see anything because with that frame, because I already took the background out of that picture. So everyone pretty cool on frames and how they work? Go back to elements. Click off that. Anytime you need, anytime you're in a section and you don't know how to go back, there's just a little X button right there. And when you click that out, it'll give you your other section. When you decide that you want to start playing with animations, stickers are fun, 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 fun. I love them. Stickers are so much fun. You can bring a sticker in and it's already pre-animated. And if you look up here, you see on the very top, a little over from publish to Facebook, there is an arrow button that says 5 seconds. That tells me, why hasn't it popped in? Okay, there we go. It tells me that that goes for 5 seconds. So if I animated this right now, it would be a 5-second animation. And each of these are going to be a different thing, but that's where your animation comes in, where you can have moving objects. But I'll also teach you how to make your own moving objects or your own moving stuff. Okay, so I'm just going to take those out. Those are lots and lots of fun. And I'm going to close that, and we're going to go to text. All right, so when you hit the text, there's several options for you. There is add a heading, add a subheading, add a little bit of body text. That's how I got started with using this. But if you scroll down, and this, you're going to have more, of course, in the paid than the other. There are already ones that are created that have all kinds of neat little stuff to them, you know, that makes them, you know, like the shine makes it look like it's shining. But I'm going to show you how you can do that even in the free version. Okay, so I'm just going to push add a heading. Now obviously I'm not making anything actually specific right now because what an ad that would be, huh? People are like, what in the world is that all about? That spot stick is incredible crazy, isn't it? So I'm just going to type welcome, and just because, you know, it's a quick and easy word. So now I have a word in here, and back across the top here is where we come anytime we want to play with effects and different things. So if you hit this one, this is your font. So you can go through and you can choose any font that it gives you, and you can hit it and see what it's going to look like, and until you find the one that you like. Okay. So I'm just going to leave it there just because it's there. there's two ways to change the size of this. You can take the little corners and you can just extend it. You see this number right here? Watch what it does as I extend that. That changes the size of my font, okay? Or if you want a specific size font, you just go in here and you hit that size, okay? Now I want to have my welcome. You see the A with the little rainbow under it. You click that, and there you can come back in and you can change it to any color that you want it to be. Sometimes you're going to have a B button, and that's a bold, or an I button, which is an italic. So if I wanted to make it bold or italic, that depends specifically and completely on the font. Then you can hit that and change the thickness of the font. You got to highlight it to do that. All right. Okay. So I'm going to actually come back in here, and after the welcome, I'm going to type to my group, and I'm going to make that smaller so y'all can see what I'm doing on the screen. Okay, now you see how far apart welcome to my group is, how much red space is in there. I'm going to show you how to fix that, but first let's look at this one. This is your alignment. Oops, click the whole thing. So this is your alignment. So you can make it all to the right, justified, to the left, or centered. Okay. If you need it to have dots by it, you can do that. I'm going to, or numbers, you can play with that. All right. I'm going to go back. This right here, this little arrow with the up and down, I need to move myself out of the way. Right here is where you're going to be able to change where your how far apart your letters are, or how far apart your sentences are. Have you ever seen a website address that's been all smushed together and you couldn't read it? This is perfect for a time like that, okay? So I can use this letter indicator right here, and watch as I scroll this. Watch the word welcome, okay? This right here allows me, I'm going to make that bigger. This right here allows me to spread those letters apart. Okay, so when you get a font that looks like it's all bunched up, go in and use this. When you do your website for your business card, go in and use this. Make every little single letter be able to be read, especially on a business card. That's probably the biggest place that I've seen that it's really, really hard to read. But make it where you can read those letters so they can type them in. I mean, you don't want them to be as far apart as that, you know, but to actually put some space in them makes it much more legible for anyone to read it. Okay, I'm going to undo that and get back to where I was and go back to it. Now we've got line height. Okay, that is how far welcome to my and group are. So if I do this, I don't know why it's doing that, but if I do that, you see it makes it even further apart. And if I go the other way, it overlaps them. So welcome to my group. That's probably a lot better than it was at this position here. That just seems like a little bit far away. Oops, sorry, I just hit the wrong button there. I like it to, you know, be a little bit more close together like that. So those are where you can do that. All right, anyone have questions to where we're at so far? Again, you have to speak because I can only see a couple of people. I can't hear it. You'll have to tell me. All right, so let's go back to that because now we got, what is this one? Hold on, let me see what this, oh, okay. Now we're gonna go to effects. Fun, look at this. You've got all these effects that you can put on it. So you can put a shadow on it. You see how that shadow just came up there? And not only can you put that shadow on it, you can make that shadow grow bigger. You can make it go away. You can change the direction of it to where it's switched to the other side completely. You can blur it out some. Maybe I should, oh, I'm going to come in that a little bit closer so you guys can see that a little bit better. All right, so you can offset it, see what's happening in the background there, or you can make it where it's barely there at all. You can change whether it's coming, the shadow is at the top or at the bottom. You can blur that up by making it a different color, or by blurring it and making it a softer shadow in the background. That's a good play. That's a lot of times that's a really good one when you want your text to stand up off of your actual design, where you want that text to really stand out. A shadow, a drop shadow is a really good thing to do here. You can also click the color button and change the entire color of it. So now I've got a green, a pink behind it. All right. Go back into those effects. That neon, you can do a neon and you can change your intensity of it to, if you want it just a little bit neon, or if you really want it bright, you can do that. So these are really fun ways to play with your text. That just makes, for a little bit more fun and interesting stuff. And you can change that color in it. So that's just a really fun place to play and learn how to do fun and interesting things with your text. All right. If you do have the paid version, I can literally push the word. If I love the way that one looks, I could just come in and I could change my text into that one. But that is for the bigger edition. All right, I'm gonna take that out. All right, and I'm gonna take that off. All right, so that's text. Styles. When you get to styles, anyone have questions? Isn't that fun that there's so much fun stuff you can do that you don't even know it's in here? If I wanted to use a style, as you see, I haven't named it, but it says brand kit. It tells me this is my Cove Creek brand kit. These are our colors. I was able to go in, put in our font. So anytime I want to use that, so I could click that and that changed it directly to the font that I wanted it to be. So that's not really something that you need to worry about. But as you grow a brand and as you create your own brand and you know your color and you don't want to have to hunt for your color every single time because it won't just automatically come up, you can go to styles and you can hit this and you'll know the font that you like to use. You'll know the colors that you like to use. So it's a really good place to do that. And that is actually set up at the very beginning in your Canva. When you first open it up and get going. So if y'all have questions about that, y'all can holler at me for any time, and I'll help you set up a brand kit in your Canva for yourself. Okay, it's pretty easy. Okay, so audio, same thing. You can search it. I want something happy. You can push the button and you can listen to it. Let's do some funk, guys. All right. So when I want that to be my music, you just click it or you just drag it over. All right. Now you see here at the top, it has this area right here. This is your sound. So it's going to start at the beginning. Oops. It's going to start at the beginning, and you see it's only 5 seconds. So it's only going to give me that very beginning. So, but I can move it around to any of the sound section that I want, and I can extend the time on this later. So you see, I can adjust it to be exactly the sound I want it to be. Now I'm going to show you, I can push that button, and now it's giving me an idea of the things I can do, or what it's going to look like. I can see it. All right. So that's what your audio is. Same thing with video. I believe you can drop a video into your frame. You can watch it. So there's all these things that you can play with in here. Backgrounds, you can start with any of these. I prefer to start a background at the beginning, but you can literally drag. Hold on, I think you can. I've already got a square there, so my background's not going to show up, but you can start with the background, all right? And then you can make yourself a folder, and you can save stuff. So like I have product sheets and team blanks. I've not gotten really good with folders, only because I forget to use them. I really should, because now my designs I've got hundreds of them, and if I had them in a folder. So if you were working on welcomes, you might create a folder here that says welcome. If you're working on you know, product sheets or products, then you might want a folder that says products. So that's pretty much, I mean, there's more. Let's see what's in that. I've never used any of this stuff, but there's things that you can do here that right now for our purposes, we're not gonna mess with that. Let me show you one more thing, and then we're gonna get ready to build one. Is everyone up to speed on where we're at? Does anyone have any questions? Okay, now let me show you something kind of cool, okay? These buttons here that I have ignored the whole time, I've never added a note, but you can add notes about it. So if you need to remember something that you did, or you need to remember, you know, I used this font or that font, you can put a note. It's not going to show up in your design. But now, you know what? I need another page to this. I want to make this animated. I can add pages. You just hit that little plus button, and it will duplicate your page exactly the way you've done it. What is this one? Or you can add a blank page. So for fun here, actually I'm going to take that one away. Take that one away. I'll take that one away. Take that one away. Okay, then I'm going to duplicate it again. So on the, now you can go to the second page, and I'm going to just move stuff around just for the heck of it. No rhyme, no reason. I'm just going to move stuff around because I want to show you something. And I'm going to add a blank page, and I'm going to come down, and I'm just going to pop a video into it real quick. Okay. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to show y'all how to animate. To animate, you have it when you're clicked out of everything and you have more than one page, you can hit that animate button, and it's got all of these different things. So if you watch my screen, you'll see I can push block, I can push breathe, I can push fade. You can pick what you want it to look like and what you want it to do. Okay, you can come down and you can, I'm going to just, for the heck of it, I'm going to push tumble, and I'm just going to add it to all my, well, no, I'm not, because I want y'all to see. So I've got tumble on this one. If I scroll down to the second one, because I didn't push apply to all my pages, I can push, I'm going to push tectonic there or whatever, and then I'm going to go down to the third one, and I'm just going to push baseline. Now I've got all this music going on in here. I've got all these different things. Of course, nothing makes rhyme or reason because I wasn't trying to. But now look, now I have a 24-second video possible right here. Now I can push play and see what it looks like. Funky with us, Sarah. All right, so you see how that was. Now let me show you one more thing about animating real quick, because on this tumble, wait, where's my time? Where's my time? Somewhere in here. Hold on, of course. Let me go back to the beginning there. On animate, you should be able to adjust your time. And I don't know why it's not letting me or showing me where. Oh, it won't let me adjust my time on this because I have a video in it. If I took this video out, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so I took that video out, and now beside the animate, I have a time thing. You can go in there, and if you wanted that to go faster, you could adjust it down to a slower speed, or if you wanted people's eyes on that particular one, you can adjust that speed. Remember though to always watch it, because you don't want to be one of those people that creates something that's so fast that they can't read. If you have a lot of text on there, you do not want a 1 second video, because that's just going to irritate people. At least it irritates me. If someone's going to make something that they want me to read, then I want to be able to read it. All right. If it's got just short text on it and you want it to be fun and funky and completely moving, then you can go shorter. But this is a good time where if I had barely any text on this one, so I just wanted to say I wanted to do a 1 second here, and I'm just going to drop a picture in there just for fun. That's really not a fun picture. Okay. I'm just going to put a picture in here. So I've got, oh, actually I got it at 0.1. So let me put it at 1 second here. And then I came into this one. I have no choice because my video is as long as my video is. And then I have no choice here for the same reason. So, but you see that I cut that. So I'm going to show you. So now that one went really fast, and the other ones are going to go as long as they go. But when you animate is when you add new pages. So if you took the exact same thing and did it over and over and over and over again and only changed the words on it, let me show you real fast. So I'm going to take this one, I'm going to duplicate my page. And I'm going to duplicate that page again. And now I'm going to just show you how. So now I've just got the words changing. Of course, I now have it set at 1 second each frame. So that was not. Let me go back and show you. So now you have a graphic that shows you that changes just the words, but the graphic stays the same. So if you wanted flowing words where you were leading into a story or changing pictures or doing whatever, that's how you do that. All right. And now to download. To download, you can publish to Facebook. I don't use that option, but you can publish it directly to Facebook. I prefer to download and upload. So you just push this button here. It's going to give you what it recommends. So in this particular case, we just made a video. So I can download it as, I'm not going to download it all, but it is a video. So you can download all the pages. You can download one page. So if I had things going on one page and I only wanted to save that one page by itself, I could save each individual page by itself, or I can save all three as a video. You can change this and you can make it a PNG, which in that case, you can also have a transparent background. Or any of these other options. You can do any of these at any time, but it's going to give you the one that it recommends for you. A lot of times I'll take the video and I will download it, and I will also download myself a PNG so that I have it as the graphic itself and the movie. All right. And so there we go. All right.
Melody,
Yes, ma'am.
I've got a phone call. I have to go.
All right. I'll see you soon. I'm going to upload this. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. I'm coming back for a minute to see where everyone is, and is everyone up to speed with me, and what questions we might have.
I just came back in here.
Does anyone have any questions? Do you feel like I covered everything pretty well there?
There was a lot more to Canva than I actually thought.
Yeah. There is. That's
I
why
am super grateful you did this training.
it's because we've only been like, let's do this, and this is how you can do something really quick. But I figure if I show you all the bells and whistles and all the buttons that are really in there, and you can go back and refer to them, then it just makes everything easier, because then you can really see how big it can really be used and how much fun it can really be. So do you guys want to create something?
Sure.
All right. Do you want to create a cover photo, a welcome to my group, or a story?
I've noticed your stories on Facebook a lot recently, which have been super cute.
And you know what? I should do a whole training on just doing stories too.
I would like that.
Those are so much fun, because you don't even have to design a Canva, but you can design a Canva and then still put all the stickers and fun stuff. So if you guys want to do a story, we can do a quick story.
I think that would be fun and it'd be useful.
Okay. So decide what you want. I'm going to go back to sharing my screen. I just wanted to see, get everyone to tell me where they were. And I'm going to go home. I'm not going to save this because I don't really see a lot. I don't see a lot of like greatness there, but I just wanted to show you guys things. I wasn't actually building anything. So I'm going to go home. It will automatically save. If I was going to save that, I still would have pushed saved. If you open one up, the very first, make a note on this. This one's big because I screw this one up all the time. All the time. And this one will save your hair from being pulled out of your head. The very first thing, if you open one that you've already designed and you're going to adjust it and change it, rename it first thing, whole new name. That way it will save it separate and secondary. I have always waited to the end to save my new name, and it is stupid. I don't know how else to say it. It is a bad idea. The very first thing you want to do is name your thing, because that's how it's going to save it. And if you've opened a name or open one that you had named and you start working on it and you got it all done and you now have to save it, you're going to have to Command Z, Command Z, Command Z, Command Z, Command Z to get back to the one you wanted to save. But it won't save that second one now. So always name your stuff as soon as you open it. All right. So we're going to do a Facebook story. Yay. There's so much fun. Okay. So as you see, my story is right there at the front. But you can scroll down. You see, you can create a logo. You can create Facebook posts, posters, flyers, Instagram stories, infographics, cards. There's so many things. Animated social media. So you can get some that are already pre-animated for you. And I'm going to show you something about that in a minute. Okay, stories. So I'm going to go into your stories and I'm going to hit see all. All right. And we're going to just start with a template because I want to show you some things that I wasn't able to show you yet because I didn't want to work with a template. So pretty much you can pick anything you want, or let's see if I can find a free one. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to hit blank. And I'm going to search. Because remember, you can search the templates. So there's all these already planned ones for you. You can do any of those that you want to do. I'm literally going to just type in the word fun. And I need a free one that you guys have. So I'm going to grab this one right here. Does everyone have this same one that I'm looking at right now? Dear Weekend, I missed you. I'm going to click it. Does everyone have that one in their stories?
I do.
Okay. Mary, it was, you click the blank template at the front and then come in and type the word fun in the templates to the left there. So you guys want to do something that's like, now you're going to adjust your colors. You're going to do what you want to do while we do this. Okay. So it's all of them are going to be different, but maybe we could say, Dear Weekend, I'm going to miss you. Because it is Sunday night. So you just click in to your type. And I'm just gonna, I've got this new thing on there and it's gonna drive me nuts. Oh. Okay. I'm just gonna put, I'm gonna miss you. All right. You see here, this has got 2 items of text on it, but I don't, and when you see like this in a template, you're not going to be able to separate those lines of text. So a lot of times what I do is highlight them, backspace, and just delete that secondary text. I know you guys are seeing that weird thing. There's a thing called Word Turn or something like that. It is a new program that's out. I didn't know it was going to affect my Canva, but if you're typing a sentence and you want to see other ways to type it, you can get a free trial right now, but it's kind of neat. I showed my team. If you guys want to know about it, just holler at me. I'll be glad to show you. So I'm just going to, Dear Weekend, I'm going to miss you. Now, I'm going to click on that background because white is boring. So I'm going to click on that background and I'm going to come over and I'm going to hit my color and I'm going to add I don't know, something different, maybe pink. Nope, don't like that. I'm going to go into my color board here and I'm going to play around with my color. I want something bright and fun. So I'm going to make my background color that color. So you guys make your background color whatever color you want to make it. Let's go in and grab ourselves a frame. So go back down to Elements, See All, and grab yourself any kind of frame you want. I'm going to grab an oddball frame. I want to put a picture in here today, just for fun. And then I'm going to go to Photos. And let's see, I'm going to type in Photos, I'm going to type in Saturday and just see what images come up. So I've got all these different images and maybe that's not what I want. Maybe I'll type in weekend. You guys, if y'all need me to slow down or if you guys are not keeping up or if you have a question, ask me anytime, okay? Okay, how about missing weekend? I'm just gonna put in a random picture right now. No, I'm gonna put in that puzzle piece. Now you can make yours say whatever you want it to say. As a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna say something else. Oh, Monday. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do, oh, Monday. We meet again. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna change my font too. I don't really care for that one, so I'm gonna come up to my font and I'm gonna just look and see if I find something I like. I don't really care for that one. Okay, I'm going to leave that one. Oh, Monday we meet again. And I'm going to come back into my pictures and I'm going to type in the word Monday. I didn't like where I was going with it. And remember, you can adjust any picture that you put in there. Nah, I'm going to use that one. But I want it to be bigger. And now that I've used this color picture, I don't like my color background. So I'm going to change my background color to a darker color. I'm just going to roll it around until I find the color I want. Everyone up with me? Everyone doing all right? Okay, now these little things, I really don't like them. I'm going to add in my own, so I'm going to go in and I'm going to hit them and I'm going to push backspace and just get rid of all of these things because I want something fun. So I'm going to go back down here to elements and I'm going to close that. And I'm going to come in to the stickers. I'm going to see if maybe there's Monday in here. And there is, so I can put some Monday stickers on here. I can pick the one I want. Okay. Stay it and go back to stickers, and I'm going to get something that moves around. Now you can do this in stories too. Okay, stories are so much fun in the gift section of stories. Okay, come on. What's taking you so long, computer? I don't know what's going on here. My computer has just entered the twilight zone. Come on.
That's because Monday's right around the corner.
Exactly. Okay, it's starting to come up. I might even go back and change my picture because I'm not feeling my picture anymore. But that's the fun part of this is you can go in and you can play with all of these things and see what you like. In your stories, it's really important for you to know for animations in your stories, it cannot be more than 26 seconds. You can take any video that you want, but if you upload it, and I don't know how people take one video and keep making it go and go and go. I don't know how that works. I have not figured that one out yet. But 26 seconds. But if you take a longer one, you can clip the 26 seconds you want out of it. So, but when you're creating something, it might be good for you to know that you don't want to create it more than 26 seconds for your story. But sometimes I'll create a video that is, you know, like I've created a minute-long video and then saved it and then gone back in and adjusted my speed so it's faster for my story. So there are things that you can do. So well, maybe I'll use that one. No, I don't like that because I can't see it. All right, so I'm just gonna put this. You're welcome, Shanda. Oh, she can't hear me. She just messaged me. She had to go. Okay, so you see you can just move stuff around to wherever you want to. Everyone building one right now? I'm going to go back into these photos. I'm going to choose a different Monday. Oh, I like that one. Okay, Monday, let's do this. You can even twist stuff around. So if you don't want it all to be the same direction, there's a little thing. You can just turn it there. You have to click that little thing on the bottom though to be able to do that. Go back into some elements. Let's see if I can find some other fun stuff. Make something absolutely fun and ridiculous. Because I love stories. Anyone have questions?
Hey Mel, I gotta go. My family's starving.
Feed them, Mary.
I thought somebody else might feed them, but I guess not.
You should know better,
Anyway,
girl.
I'll watch the replay to learn more about stories. But thank you very much.
You're welcome. We're just creating a graphic now, so but I
I'm
will
just
do
messing
one.
with-
I will plan one that we can just play with stories because stories are so much fun.
Okay.
All right,
Thanks,
I love
Mel.
you, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye.
Okay, so I've got myself a little Monday thing going on. Do you guys have a Monday thing going on? Have you made something fun? I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for a minute so I can see you guys.